Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize? Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self. Ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any of the other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody.
Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, masterful fight.
You won't believe what just happened to Terence "Bud" Crawford. The WBA and WBC have officially stripped one of this era's greatest fighters, throwing the boxing world into chaos. Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman reacted, and instead of blaming Crawford, they highlighted the real issue: the system, not Bud or his team. The deeper this goes, the messier it gets. When news broke that Crawford had been stripped, fans assumed it was a mistake. How do you strip a man who moved up 3 divisions, defeated Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez, became undisputed in multiple weight classes, and carried the sport for the past year? Why him? Why now? Even Stephen A. Smith couldn't make sense of it, calling the decision political, unnecessary, and suspicious for the pound-for-pound #1 fighter. Max Kellerman labeled it an embarrassment for the sport, and he wasn't wrong. The WBC claims Crawford was stripped because he didn't pay the sanctioning fees for his last 2 fights. They say they reached out to him, his manager, and legal advisor with no response, leading to the decision. The amount in question is around $300,000, allegedly owed from the Canelo fight and the previous bout interviewed to
the fighters. There was a decision that he took, the decision that the WBC took, but in no ways there's any feelings other than wishing him success, and may God bless him inside and outside the ring. And I like the idea of us signing this beautiful signal.
We're going to leave this at the entrance, and anybody who wishes to sign or wish of good luck to this gentleman, please do. And it's with sincerity that we do wish him, as all boxers, the best of luck, safe, and...
After that, the dominoes began to fall. The WBC declared the super middleweight title vacant, and the WBA soon followed with their own decision. Suddenly, Crawford's entire undisputed run inside the ring was handed out to other fighters outside of it. No punches thrown, no rounds fought, yet the belts were gone.
Voy a rebajar digo, ya me comentaron, ¿no? Que dijo cosas horribles. No me voy a rebajar. Terence Crawford es un boxeador. El propósito de la existencia del organismo es el boxeador. Y que Dios lo bendiga, que tenga mucho éxito. Es un gran peleador. Ha sido campeón mundial de los 4 organismos, ya 12 años. Es la estructura. Y si él toma sus decisiones, ese es su derecho. Y lo que él diga es cuestión de lo que él va a decir. No va a encontrar en el Consejo Mundial de Boxeo un rival para pelear.
When Crawford heard the accusations, he exploded. During an Instagram Live, Bud fired back saying, "I'm not paying you anything. What makes you better than the other organizations? The ring belt is the real belt. That one is free." He added, "Sulman was upset because I beat Canelo, and you were mad that I beat your guy. I could see it on your face." Some fans actually side with him, and it's easy to see why. The timing seems too convenient. Crawford rises as boxing's face, defeats Canelo, becomes a global superstar, and suddenly the belts disappear. Does that seem normal? Comment below. I want to hear your thoughts.
I appreciate you, because everybody in the world know You was going for Canelo. You was mad that I beat Canelo. It's okay. It happens, you know? But if you a real fan of the sport, you would have, said congratulations instead of having that little smirk on your face, all mad and pouting. But listen though, you should have took the money and you should have been thankful and grateful that I was rocking your belt around as your champion. They got they ranking systems when people be mandatories for years, like Benavidez. They don't strip these fighters, but I give credit to the IBF. They stripped me. They ain't even give me time. They stripped me, popped me, even though I wasn't, coming back down the way. But, they handled their business. They did what they were supposed to do. The WBC, you ain't never see them strip no Canelo.
Neither Stephen A. nor Max went after Bud. Instead, they criticized the entire sanctioning system. Stephen A. said, "You cannot call yourself a world championship sport when fighters can lose belts without stepping into the ring." Max Kellerman added, "You want legitimacy, but you're playing by rules casual fans don't even understand. This is the core problem. Boxing has too many belts, too many rules, too many sanctioning fees, too many inconsistent decisions. And now it's hitting the best fighter alive."
You can fix boxing almost forever. Turkey, it is understood and no mystery that you have a ton of money. You already have it to the point where everybody is just fighting each other and people are getting exposed. And we're finding out who the best is. Now all we need is one title. If you can buy out all the sanctioning bodies and replace it with that one undisputed belt. One belt, one champion, like back in the day. And now everybody got to fight the champ. And hell, he shouldn't even have to pay a sanction.
Here's where it gets interesting. Crawford isn't denying he didn't pay. He's challenging the justification for the fee. He claimed the organizations live in 5-star hotels, dine in luxury, use fighter fees to cover everything, and tax fighters for every belt they hold. But even said, "You should be paying me." And honestly, when a fighter defeats Canelo and becomes undisputed at 38, he has a valid point.
I see Mauricio, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees, right? Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize? Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self. Ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any of the other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit. Fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agree to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt.
Which brings us to the big question Stephen A. raised. Should sanctioning bodies hold this much power over star fighters? Share your thoughts. Years ago, when Floyd criticized the abundance of belts, people laughed. Nobody's laughing now. Floyd warned that the belt system is built to drain fighters financially.
You have to pay for every belt that you win, there's a sanctioning fee. So now if a fighter wins an interim belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. If a fighter has just the regular belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. Then if a fighter is a super champion, then he has to pay a sanctioning fee. This is not good for the sport of boxing.
He warned that paying fees for every fight is a trap. And now Crawford is living Floyd's warning in real time. Floyd's exact message: fans don't realize how much these fees drain fighters. Too many belts, too many fees, too much politics, and Crawford is facing all of it at once.
Everybody got a championship belt now. Now boxing, all these belts is like trophies. The WBC, the WBA, the IBF and the WBO, y'all gotta clean this shit up. Y'all have to clean this up. This is bad for boxing. Ain't there such thing as no super champion. You guys are just taking extra money from all these fighters, getting extra money from sanctioning fees. And this goes for my company as well. We gotta clean this sport of boxing up. This don't look good. When you look on TV now, everybody's
This is where it gets wild. Opinions are split. Some defended Crawford, while others didn't. Lamont Roach said everyone should pay sanctioning fees. It's part of the system. Bill Haney argued that fighters shouldn't be forced to pay these fees unless they agree beforehand.
This new narrative that you don't have to be a champion.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be a champion. That's a falsehood. Somewhere, everyone started thinking that they have to pay for the sanctioning fee, right? That's what the public, right? If you take a look at the public and what everyone is saying, the fans are, you shouldn't have to pay for. Well, we don't pay the sanctioning fees.
Comes out of the check.
No. It's decided way before the fight even happens. Who's gonna pay the sanctioning fees? Well, if you deliver a world title fight to a network, the network is gonna pick up the sanctioning fees. Yeah, the network is gonna put enough in the budget. Listen, we need to knock it off and stop.
Not every time, because
listen.
I remember Wilder complaining he had to pay $4.
Joe Rogan sided with Crawford, saying that half of these belts don't even matter. The Ring Magazine belt is the only genuine one.
With boxers paying fees for belts, is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's normal. It's called sanctioning fee.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Fight for their belt, you better pay their damn money, because if you don't have a belt, you're not making as much money anyways. Let's say, for instance, right, you find me a deal for $1 million, but you want $300,000. Okay, that's a lot of money. But I wouldn't have had the fucking million to begin with if it wasn't for you.
It wasn't for fun.
Pay the sanctioning fee. Stop being a cheap fuck.
And Errol Spence surprised everyone by defending Crawford. He echoed Floyd's point. There are too many belts, and that's the real problem.
Like, come on now.
Right.
Like,
Crazy.
it's like I'm paying you to make me a belt. You're not paying me. So
Right.
the only one that really matters is the ring belt, because it's free. It's free. Like, why do I gotta pay to be champion?
Yeah.
Once you start thinking about that, like, dang,
Yeah.
I'm paying all this money.
And the Ring Magazine belt is as respected as.
Imagine that. The man Crawford defeated in the ring is defending him for being stripped. If his biggest rival sees the system is broken, what does that tell you? Here's what blew up on social media. Fans think the timing looks intentional. Why? Because the moment Crawford becomes the sport's most powerful fighter, the belts vanish. He tops every pound-for-pound list, becomes boxing's face. Defeats the biggest star in Canelo. Promoters clamor for another super fight. And then, suddenly, the belts are gone.
All these junior titles, and they made the secondary belts and just made intern belts, and you just got a lot of belts and people paying fees on it too. So it's just, I feel like it's too many belts in boxing, basically watered it down for people winning world titles and they're not earning none of the world titles. So I feel like it's just been watering down boxing. It's gonna be more on the fighters that's active now to talk about it and to make a change, because everybody need to be held accountable, not just the boxers need to be held accountable. The promoters need to be held accountable, the managers need to be held accountable, and the sanctioning body.
One fan said they didn't want Bud controlling the division. Another noted that when Canelo loses, the belts suddenly shift. A third added, this timing is too perfect. Keep in mind, Crawford has been stripped before, and it always seems to happen when he gains too much influence. Coincidence or pattern? Behind the scenes, the reason appears simple: business. Sanctioning bodies survive on fees, and Crawford refusing to pay disrupts their model. If he doesn't pay, other fighters might refuse too, threatening the whole system. Stripping Crawford wasn't personal, it was strategic. Max Kellerman summed it up. When a fighter becomes bigger than the belts lose power. That's exactly what's happening now.
Travis with Weighing In with Travis Hartman. Today I'm going to weigh in on the recent WBC stripping Terence Crawford of his title because he refused to pay a sanctioning fee. Crawford has now made a video that said he didn't refuse it. He negotiated to pay a sanctioning fee, the same thing he paid to the other world title belts. He didn't want to pay the 3%, which is typical by the WBC. The WBC is now claiming they offered 0.6% of his reported purse of $50 million, said that they would take $300,000. That's a lot of money.
Here's the twist that changes everything. Crawford might be the first boxer since Floyd Mayweather who truly doesn't need belts. After defeating Canelo, his legacy is already set. He's a top 10 all-time great, some even say top 5.
Thank you, GOAT, because you are the GOAT of this era. Terence Bud Crawford.
His next fight is going to be massive, belt or no belt. Stephen A. even said Crawford could toss the belts in the trash and the world would still call him the champion. Think about that. Most fighters chase belts, but Crawford is now bigger than them. Here's where it gets interesting. Crawford doesn't owe the sanctioning bodies anything. They need him. So the question is, does he keep chasing titles or focus only on mega fights? Imagine the possibilities. Crawford versus Canelo 2, Crawford versus Jiren Ennis, Crawford versus Benavidez.
It's always been like that. Without a question, solid. You know what I'm saying? Solid.
You think there's anything left for him, Coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight.
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked excellent. Hey, he looked excellent.
Is there
What's
anybody?
the most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, Coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Ooh!
Well, they were talking about Jiren Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jiren Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
What would
Crawford could retire as a legend, belts or no belts. Stripping him didn't hurt Crawford. It hurt boxing. Stephen A. said the sport must fix its structure. Max added that sanctioning bodies are out of touch with modern fans. Fighters called the system broken, and fans said it looked like a setup.
Didn't help boxing, that kind of helped kill boxing, okay? Was the confusion of who is champion. There's just too many damn titles. And when you go to the casual, who pushes every sport, every media, it's the casual, it's the masses, because you can always count on the fanatics' dollar. The dollar that is the variable that varies up and down is the casual dollar. And that's the difference between going out of business and having a growing business.
No matter which side you take, the truth is clear. You cannot strip greatness. You can take away belts, make rules, collect fees, but you cannot erase what Terence Crawford earned with his fists.
So it is what it is. Now, you can have your belt. Bud did the right thing by not paying you. Mauricio Suleiman, you talking like you did him a favor or whatever the case may be. Like, it's amazing. Y'all have this position as though, you guys got to stay in your place. Like Crawford's supposed to stay in his place, or certain other black fighters or whatever. You got to stay in your place and you jump when we say jump. You let Canelo do what he want to do. Canelo went years without fighting his mandatory David Benavidez. It's cool. Bud win the belt in September. You strip him in December. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Again, life isn't fair. I'm not complaining. The man made a boatload of money. Both guys did. I'm not complaining, but it is what it is. What's good for the gander is good for the goose. Mauricio, we care nothing about you, sir. I'm just telling you, I don't. You know what I mean? Care nothing about the interview. I don't care about none of that. I don't care nothing.
So now the question is, did stripping Crawford expose him, or did it expose boxing? And do the belts even matter anymore? Share your thoughts in the comments. I want honest takes. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next upload. We'll see you in the next one.